For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jade. That's all I'm going to tell about myself. If you already knew that, then you probably know other things about me, and that's cool. So, today I wanted to make a video that I got the idea from Snapchat. 19 lies you actually believe as a teen. And I was reading it just for funsies, and it's so accurate. That made me think to make a video about just things that you assumed when you were a kid or a teen, and then as an adult, I'm 21, almost 22, those things aren't accurate like how I had envisioned them. And I just look back at myself and I laugh about it, and I'm like, wow, that's how I was. And I thought I was mature. And right now, just, I don't know. But here it is. The first one says, I can't wait to stop getting zits one day. As a teenager, you're told that, oh, you'll grow out of it, or it's just hormones and this and that. But not only is there acne when you're a teen, and it's you're plastered sometimes depending on the person, because everybody has different skin, but I had a lot more acne then than I do now. But for some people it is the opposite. They have clear, nice skin while they're a teenager, and then when they're a grown-up or an adult, they just have acne ridden all over them. And it's awful, and it doesn't really go away. Even my dad still has acne. It's not fair, but it doesn't really ever go away, truly. It's just sometimes you get more of it, sometimes you get less of it. Just depends on the stage of your life and the hormone levels in your body and stress, all kinds of things. $1,000 is a lot of money. Man, when I was a kid, I still am a kid, but when I was little, I assumed that every adult, all adults, had at least a $20 in their pocket or in their wallet, or at least a couple 20s. And little did I know, that is so far from the truth. And I did think $1,000 was a lot of money, but in reality, $1,000 can get you through 1 month of living, and that's if you don't have any other kind of assistance, financial assistance or anything, that $1,000 will be just enough to survive. And that's if you're living you're not having anyone to help you or anything, So $1,000 really isn't that much. It all just goes to food and bills and gas and all kinds of stuff. Doctor bills. You think going to the doctor is free as a kid. You get to be a grown-up and you're like, oh, I owe the hospital so much money. I owe my normal doctor money. Or no, I owe everybody. All the doctors. Even if you have insurance too. So, cool. Everyone but me has their shit together. Nobody has their shit together. They may think they do, or they may put off a face that they do. They act like they do. You think they do, but they don't. I promise. They don't have their shit together. I'm very mature for my age. Now this is the biggest one that I did. All my years growing up, I thought I was so much more mature than my classmates or my friends or anything. And I still see myself thinking that, but when I look back at myself, I'm like, no, I was still pretty immature. And so even today when I think I'm mature, I'm probably not. In fact, I'm pretty much an adult already. I said this, or at least I thought it, a lot in high school. I would come home, I would do my homework, I would take care of my siblings. I would make sure they had their homework done. I did all kinds of stuff because my dad is a single parent. And then, like, all those years I thought that I was just so put together and I was basically a grown-up already. And I should have all these... I should be allowed to do all these things because I'm a grown-up and this and that. And when I finally did move out of the house, there's so much I didn't know still, you know? I definitely was far from being an adult. The first job I got after I moved out, I spent all of my money on fun things except for my phone bill because that's all I had to pay. Because I was living with another family member, my grandma. And so I was lucky enough to be able to do that, but once I got other jobs and really moved on my own, I was like, oh wow, I guess I can't spend a bunch of money on Ubers all the time, and I can't spend a bunch of money on random baseball hats because I think they're cool, and I can't spend a bunch of money on just random health drinks that I don't really need. They're nice, but I don't need them, you know? Like, a lot of dumb spending happens when you think you're an adult, and then you realize later, oh, no, I'm not. I'm not mature, not an adult yet. Just because your age is doesn't mean you actually are. Hangovers aren't that bad. This one I'm actually not going to be able to touch on because I have yet to have my first hangover, but I'm hoping this will... Never mind. Socks are a terrible gift. If you give me some socks for Christmas, for my birthday, for Valentine's Day, well, if you give them to me for Valentine's Day, I would like some flowers to go with them, but everything, I'm happy with socks. Like, I'm always hoping for some new socks. I will get myself socks at Walmart and I'll be so happy. Some new black socks. Like, I don't know why, but as a grown-up, socks are awesome. As a kid, you're like, man, I really wanted that Barbie instead, or something, but socks are pretty great. Once I'm 21, I'll really feel like an adult. No. I'm 21. The answer is no. Can't wait to stay up late all the time. Now I get angry at myself when I'm staying up late. It's like 2 in the morning and I'm awake. Why am I awake? As a grown-up, staying up late sucks. It's totally different. It's flipped. Because you just wish that you had that night, like, good night of rest. As a kid, you're just, like, it doesn't matter. You're a ball of energy. But as a grown-up, you don't really bounce back so easily. The friends I have now are the friends I will have forever. Forever. Well, no. A lot of people I've found during school, they have their elementary friends, their middle school friends, their high school friends, their college friends. But they don't tend to keep the same friends all the way through, like, ever. Maybe you'll have one friend or 2 friends that'll stay throughout the whole time, but if they stay your friend for at least 5 years, they're a really good friend. You're probably going to talk to them later in life, but you're not going to be close anymore. But if you make it to like 7 years with a friend and you've been close throughout that whole time, or at least the majority, like maybe you don't like talk a lot, but you're always like best buds when you're together, you know? Those friends will stay throughout your whole life. But the ones where it's like, we were friends for like 2 years, and then we're not, and then you try to reunite that friendship a couple of years later, usually doesn't work. But that's my experience. It'll be so much easier to hang out with my friends once we're in our 20s. No. Once you're in your 20s, listen, honey. You work this day, and this day. Your friend works on the day that you have off. The day that you have off, your freedom to do what you want, your friends work that day. Or they're like, oh no, let's work on this day. Oh, I can't do that day, I work that day. Or even if you have like maybe the same day off, but you work in the morning and they work in the evening. You can't really ever see each other, and the one day you both have the same day off, it's like magical, and you're like, oh my gosh, we get to hang out. And so basically the easiest way to finally actually see your friends is to request off work like a month in advance, 2 months in advance, 6 months in advance sometimes, depending on circumstances. Like, it's hard to see your friends. Like, everybody's always working. Everybody's doing something. Everybody's always so busy with their lives. And it's really hard to find time to actually see each other or even talk on the phone, which really, really sucks. But that's just kind of how it is. Yep, I have a pretty good idea of how my life's gonna go. Yeah, no. Everything so far that's happened in my life, I had no idea what was gonna happen. None. I had no idea at all that things were gonna pan out the way they did. Like, just everything. You can make plans, you can do this and that so far in advance in life, and you're like when I was in school, I thought right now I would be in college studying to be a lawyer. Like, I'm happy where I am. I'm glad it worked out the way it did, but it's just not what I thought, you know? Those are things that resonated with me the most. So, bye-bye. Have a beautiful time. Cross our fingers it doesn't fall over again. Hello, my name is Jade, if you don't already know that. 'Tis me. Well, hello, if you don't know me. Wow.